Hi, David, Marley, and Andrew, and whoever else is in there. It's Matt, and this is my contribution to our catch up meeting regarding ongoing achievement within business, media, and art and design. So, first of all, I'd like to just share this. This was a document that I actually put on SharePoint, on Teams, which I showed last week when we were talking to John. Basically just draw attention to the fact that that was the position on the 20th of April, and down here would be our predicted achievement based on that forecast at that point. Just to say here, total enrolments at 292 for the area, and ideally in this column here, the count plus to the at-risk and post-42 withdrawals should add up to 292, which they do, bottom right corner, which is good news. That means my data check amongst our system, ProAchieve, and what the staff are telling me in terms of achievement is on track. So that's all corroborated with, triangulated or whatever with ProAchieve. And so they're 84%. With a count of achievements at 245. However, this will bring it forward to this week, which is there, the 27th, and we've had a little bit of a movement here. So if you notice, we're 84.9 as opposed to 84, so down there, which is almost a whole percentage point, which I think probably equates to 6 learners. If I'm right in thinking that equals a percentage point. So there, it's quite tenuous how far we can go with this, but at the moment it's gone up by 1%, and that's for a good reason. So you notice our enrolment numbers are the same as they were. In this column there's been some changes though. There's been 8 changes of movement for different learners. Now this is within art and design, so we've got 245 as the count of achievement up there, and 251, so that 1%, nearly 1% here, is the 6 that are added onto there. So what's changed in the at-risk and post-42 columns? Well, the post-42 we've gone up by 2, and in the at-risk column we've gone from 24 to 16. So 8 students have been moved from the at-risk column, the 24, which is now 16. So the way they've gone, 6 have gone that way into achievements, and 2 have gone that way into post-42. Now the reason that it hasn't affected the achievement is because these students are already predicted to not pass. So Essiet Cabron in business and Leah London in art and design were both flagged up as non-achievers. So even though they've joined the post-42 column, they're actually not affecting this number. So essentially that's 6 students have moved into this area, and it's all action that's happened in art and design. And the reason that that's the case is because Eddie and Rebecca have slowly been working through project work with their learners and getting to a point where they feel comfortable that the students only have the FMP left to do, and if they're at that point, then that's usually a very good sign that the students will complete if they're attending, and so they feel comfortable that a couple of those 6 students have moved from at risk to achievements, which is great. Last thing, not last thing, I got distracted. Just to say about business, there have been assessments going on today for the year 2s. Now, this was a paper that they sat in the first exams window, and this isn't about mopping up anyone who failed or was referred, because the students all passed first time round. This is about them getting better grades, so that in a sense this was a bit of a less pressure exam moment. However, we have got exams on PD Day next week on the 2nd of May, which will take place. So I made the adjustments on the correct students' tracking sheet, finding out who's where and what's happening. So that's all been updated to make the numbers make sense. And that's this week's summary. So I would suspect that next week we'll add the new date on, and we'll just continue from there. But the achievement is holding itself steady at the moment, and but as was talked about a number of times, it's the business year one exams that are the most vulnerable. So we've done a little bit of pushing with that and speaking to parents of children who are not, students who are not attending very well and are borderline at risk. And so we've also sent out a letter which was based on the one that Marley sent out, to do with good vibes term 3, come on, let's pass that letter. So this is, I've basically taken the structure of that, directed it at business students, parents and guardians. So there's a little bit of an overview there of what the letter says, targeting stuff to do with the first year group about Unit 2 and not passing Unit 3. Second year is looking to upgrade for progression to next steps. Then we've also got the exam timetable, so parents are aware of that. They've already had this before in the handbook, but this should clarify how important it is at the moment. So we've got a little bit of time to work on the first years for Unit 3. It's not until the 18th, and that's the real pressure exam, the one at the top. As you can see, the one at the bottom of the table is very, very imminent indeed on Tuesday. But again, that's year 2. Whoa. Okay. I've put in there the revision schedule of what's happening with that. So the students are welcome to attend, drop in on any ones, even if they are directed at a certain group. It's just about getting them in. And then also a final sign-off sentence about progression into next year, whether it's year 2 into university work or our year 2. So that's gone out, and they'll be with parents over the bank holiday weekend, so they're aware of that. And I suppose the last thing is the marked work to do with business. I'm pleased to say that I've got some decent-looking grade profiles coming through from business. Not that many referrals for the paperwork units, which is great. Obviously, we've got the delights of trying to do an oration on Wandsworth High Street, near Wandsworth High Street. The situation with Max, as we know, we talked about it earlier in the week. Hopefully, between myself, Marley, with the recruitment, we'll find someone to put in place for him, because he is also at risk as well as the students. And there is a potential backup plan by utilising one of our other teachers called Esther Das, which is, I'm sure Marley will be able to explain more about that process, and hopefully the interviews have gone well this afternoon. Anyway, if you need any more information from me, I'll get me on Teams on my mobile, and it just remains for me to say have a lovely bank holiday weekend, and I'll see you on CPD Day. Okay, bye.